What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video, before I get into the news, I gotta say to you guys, thank you guys so much for the support. I did get partnership on Twitch, so I got the little purple check mark and all that, and I could not have done it without your guys' support. I appreciate your guys' support so much. It means so much to me. I hope you guys have as much fun watching the videos, watching the streams, as I have making the content. And I just want to thank you guys so much for your guys' support. I'm very, very excited to get partnership on Twitch. But with that said, let's get into the news, and let's also talk about the new cards. So the first thing is patch 111 is on its way. It's going to be coming out soon. I have all the patch notes written down as Ramon laid them out today. Just a little side commentary. I really do think they are trying to listen to the user base. They're definitely still working on the game. This won't be the last patch of the year or anything like that. Whether or not the changes will work, that's still always up in the air. They're going to listen to feedback off patch 111, and they're starting to work on patch 112, but we'll get into that real quickly. So patch 111 is going to, the first thing it's going to look at is it's going to look at gameplay adjustments made to the exit velocity. Higher power batters should now see higher exit velocities when they are hitting. So hopefully exit velocity goes up. Maybe we'll see less lineouts, or we shouldn't see pitches. In theory, we shouldn't see pitches that come in at 100 miles an hour and have an exit velocity of 95 when they're squared up. Hopefully this will mean more home runs. As these outfields get super fast, it becomes really difficult to get line drive hits. Maybe we'll see some more home runs or just more exit velocity, so the super speedy outfielders like Ichiro and Gwynn in the gaps, they can't get to the gap and make the catch. And we should see hopefully some more hittings, especially on the higher ranked levels like Hall of Fame and Legend. I can't guarantee that's going to happen with the patch, but at least that's what they are trying to do. And I give them credit for that, because they're really listening to the community and they're trying to implement what we want. It's not always going to be successful, but my hopes, I hope for the best with it. That's all I have to say with that. And that sounds like a great positive change, and I'm glad they are trying to listen to some feedback with that. Now, there's going to be also, one other thing I should say about the hitting changes is the hitting fixes are for online only. It's not, they realize that online is different than offline. It just is. So they're not. This isn't going to affect offline play as much as it's going to affect online play with the hitting engine. Now they're working on a catcher throw meter fix. I know a lot of people, when people are stealing that throw meter, if you have button accuracy, was not popping up. That's supposed to be fixed now, so that's very exciting. They're fixing the issue with the preloading throws between fielders. So if there's a ground ball, or if there's like a shot in the gap and you preload your throw with your left fielder, and then he can't get the ball and your center fielder gets the ball, you have to preload the throw, and that takes a lot of time where he could have already thrown the ball in. I've even had it happen to me where I was preloading the throw with the third baseman, and like the third baseman couldn't quite get it and got to the shortstop, had to preload the throw again. So that was always something that was always in the past games. You were able to preload the throw for multiple players at one time, made it much more streamlined, much better. So it's glad to see that that's getting fixed in this patch. Something also, and this is how you just know they're listening to the community, guys. Wind speed has been set to 0 in Battle Royale events and ranked seasons. I think that's going to be very welcome to a lot of people, so you don't have to worry about, the wind being an issue or anything like that when you're playing the game. I don't think anybody minded when the wind was blowing out. That's always awesome because there's going to be more offense. But when the wind's blowing in and you just can't, you just keep hitting the ball to the wall or just short of that, nobody is really a big fan of that. So just to completely take it out is awesome. I like that fix a lot. That's going to make games a lot more fun to play. I'm in big favor of that change. They also slightly decreased the opacity of the PCI for zone hitting, so it won't be as yellow on the screen. It won't block your vision as much when you're using the PCI in zone hitting. It should have a little bit less opacity. The opacity does go down in the current state. It does start pretty yellow, and then as the pitch comes in, it actually gets a little bit more faint. So it'll be interesting to see if they're just going to use that or if they're going to go even more faint than that when the pitch starts coming in. I don't play much Road to the Show, but there's a road. If you are someone that plays Road to the Show, they are talking something about fix an issue where ladder training would skip and not award points. So if you've run into that issue, they say that is fixed. They also fixed an issue where players would get a loss in Battle Royale in the lineup screen. I actually had that happen to me. I know that's happened to a lot of people. They said that one was really tough to fix, but they said that is fixed now, so hopefully that is fixed. Set rewards are not being rewarded correctly in Shelfie's moments, and they also updated several stadiums that were rewarding hits incorrectly. Sometimes there's like glitches where the ball will go through the wall and stuff like that, so they have said to have fixed that for 1.11. The release date, last time when they did a stream like this, the release date was not that far out. It was almost like the next day, so we'll have to see if it's like the next day. I'd say probably by sometime this weekend. That would be my guess, and that gives them a little bit of a buffer time on just like the next day release. I know that they have to get their patches approved by PlayStation, and that usually takes a couple days in and of itself, but they might have at this point already had that done. We'll see. Patch 111 sounds very good. I'm glad that they're addressing the issues. I will always be very critical of them when they deserve criticism, and I'll always be very when I see things I like to say that. I think that's the best kind of feedback. Tell them exactly what you like, tell them what you don't like, so we can have the best baseball experience in video games possible. Alright, so they are working on patch 12, which tells you that patch 11 is done. It's probably submitted, it's probably through. Patch 112, they're working on the base runner slowing down at first base when you get a base hit to right field. You might have had an issue where they, kind of lackadaisically run to first base after getting a base hit to right field. They said that they are working on fixing that. I think they're pretty close to fixing that for 112. And they're also going to look at feedback from 111 to make things happen more in patch 112. So if you guys have feedback for them, shownation.com. Bug report is the best way to get a hold of them. You can also email them. I know they have an email. I'm sure that's on the website. But that's the best way to go and give their feedback. They will look at that and take that into account. All right, a couple more notes, just news notes. The fourth inning program, it starts June 14th. The Topps moments will be out tomorrow. The May flashbacks, so if you do the moments when they come out tomorrow, you'll be able to give those put those vouchers back in for May on June 7th. And there is still going to be the roster update tomorrow. So we have 4 cards that are going to be new. The new set packs. The first one is Dustin Pedroia. 110, 115 on the contact, 71, on the power, 119 vision. He's got 90 fielding. He doesn't have a very good arm at 70. He's only got 69 speed and 77 ceiling. Both of these cards that are in the new headliners packs, you guys will see the next one too. They aren't like super OP, but they're still really good. I like both of them. Neither of them will necessarily make my team. Like I don't think I'm gonna pick up Pedroia, but for Boston fans, it's a cool card. I'm glad that they released it too because I know like just IRL Pedroia it might be on his way out, might be done with his career. So it's kind of cool to get this card now for all the Red Sox fans and people that might need a second baseman if you didn't pick up Alomar. If you haven't gotten the free Joe Morgan yet, Pedroia could be an option for you. There's also going to be Larry Doby, 113 contact versus right, 94 contact versus left, 104 power versus right, 86 power versus left, 103 vision. He's got 80 fielding, 76 arm strength, 80 arm accuracy, 75 reaction, 64 speed. He's a little bit slower than Duke Snider, but it's a very, very similar card to Duke Snider, in my opinion, is this Larry Doby card. Pretty interesting. One of my favorite players in the MLB, to be honest with you, is Larry Doby. So he's always he's just a cool player. His swing is kind of like Seager's. He kind of has that like Ted Williams where he puts his hands back like that. He was in the game last year. If you played last year as well, you will remember him. We also have 2 new BR rewards. If you go 12-0, you can unlock one of these. Felix Hernandez card, which looks pretty interesting. I've been using Zach Greinke a lot. I'd like to see his per 9s be a little bit higher. And I'd also like to see the sinker, since one of the previous patches hasn't been as effective lately. Like Oral Hershiser's been getting hit really hard lately. And I think he's making his way out of a lot of people's rotations lately. Like I got rid of him and picked up Greinke. But Felix has always been really fun to pitch with. He's just like got a really good motion. I definitely think a lot of people will pick him up. Always been a popular card in MLB The Show, especially when he's stacked. He's got good control. He's got good velocity, good break. A lot to like. 90-96. You'd like to see it a little bit higher, but it is what it is. I think he'll still be a very viable pitching option for a lot of people. And our last card in the BR rewards is Willie Mccovey. They compared him a lot to a left-handed version of Frank Thomas. He's a lot slower than Frank Thomas. The fielding is it's bad for both of them. But we all know that fielding at first base isn't as important because all you really need to do at first base is knock down the ball. If you can knock down the ball, you're going to be still able to throw it to the pitcher and get a lot of outs. So Frank usually holds it down over there. I'd imagine Willie would too. Plus, he's left-handed. He is pretty slow at 39 speed with 103 contact versus right, 89 versus left, 116 versus right with the power, massive power. 99 power versus left, 99 vision, so not the super crazy like 108. Frank's still a lot better than this card, but if you're not going to hit diamond level for a while and you got some extra subs, this card will probably be pretty expensive. If you're looking for a pinch hitter off the bat, McCovey's one of the coolest cards, just as far as like he's one of the coolest MLB players of all time too. So pretty cool to see his card in the game now. Don't forget we got that new Matt Williams. Made a video about that the other day. And we have the new Yadier Molina. So if you haven't checked that video out, check that video out. I go over those cards as well. And I'm really excited. Hopefully this patch will be good. Still been streaming twitch.tv/moviegamingtv. If you guys ever want to check out a stream, come by. Like I said, thank you guys so much for the support. Getting partnership is it's a great feeling, man, and I could not have done it without you guys. I really appreciate you guys watching the video. If you guys are new to the YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you get notified when new videos go out. And you guys can always follow me on Twitter @MovieGamingTV if you would like to get a hold of me. Until next time, guys, have a great day. Peace.